Well, we got our hood ornament on with our fake gas rad cap. You're styling, eh, buddy? Styling. All right. Well, it's been a day or two putting it off, but we got to finish that interior, and then we can call this sucker done, eh, bud? Right? Oh yeah, eh? Even ride time, right? So, anywho. Yeah, I guess we're gonna go back upstairs, finish up, get the white done, and then we'll start puzzling these bits together. We just got a lot of little loose ends to tie up on this sucker, and then I believe that's her. She is good to go. Anyways, I guess we'll get started. Well, it's a little late. Pablo and I decided to go cruising, so we didn't get a lot done. But came back, we got our panels here, so we're gonna give her a try. I know I'm a little behind. I know tons of folks are all mentioning, well, how do you get at the battery? It's not really that hard. I pull a couple screws, I can get it out. If I had to jump start this thing, all I gotta do is put a jumper cable like right on the stud of the starter here, and voila, she'll just fire right up. So I'm not too concerned. If I had to get the battery out, yeah, it's a little bit of work, but it's not a big deal. It's no different than any modern car if you got to go dig in the fender to go get it. So, yeah, I wasn't too concerned about that. Anywho, we got these panels up. I don't know what I'm doing on them yet, but I do know that these, however they are, these kick panel things I made, they line up with this. So if I do some design on here and I want it to match this one, I have at least a reference that I can blindly kind of sew or get things lined up. Anywho, let's get this stuff upstairs and at least get these done tonight. Then we can work on the seats tomorrow, because that's like a much bigger thing, right, Doug? Much bigger, yes. Okie doke. So you've watched me sew a bunch. Actually, all I did was just sewed my white whatever. If I can give you any tips on sewing from when I first started, I always felt that the more material I had over here, I had like better chance of not doing a bobo. But I learned then that gives you too much room for error to make a bobo, and then you have like really crooked lines. I am not telling you I make straight lines by any means, but it's just easier to follow a tighter edge if you can do that. I have my machine's like, I guess it's actually pretty fancy as far as I'm concerned. I wish it had reverse. I know people have all told me how to change it, but I have what's called a walking foot. So if you watch how that foot lifts up and then it moves forward, you see how there's two pieces to that step? You can pile drive like a lot of material into that thing. Like they start getting thick with all your paddings and different layers. Like if you do piping and all this stuff, that turns into, like, it's pretty thick. And that thing does not seem to care how much stuff I pile drive. I honestly could sew it straight to this piece of wood. This is that, whatever it is here, thin 1/8" wood or something. But that sewing machine would sew right through that, like, and no problem. Anywho, so we got that done. This is done, measured out. I put a foam on here because I have these little buttons, those little Christmas tree things, which I can't find right now. There we go. I just putting a little piece of foam in there so that when I push all these through, if I didn't, you'd have this little dent through all your vinyl. So this stuff's padded here anyway, so it's not a big deal. So I'm just going to push all the trees through. Then you can kind of just do the old stretch and staple. And the foam gives you a little bit of meat because the staples are, they're a little thicker than the board, so you do get the little pins poking through, so the foam kind of hides that. Otherwise, if you didn't do it, you'd have little pinholes in all your vinyl where you're stabbing the staple through. You could glue it, but I don't really have good luck with the glue. We're going to experiment on the seat bottoms when I do those, that I'm going to try to glue these to the seat bottom and the backs. So we'll see. Maybe I can try to, well, I can't sew the bottom, so it's going to have to get glued. This, on the other hand, though, I can do whatever I'm doing here, so I can continue on. I'm going to do this, get her all buttoned together, and we should be good to go. At least this part's done. I will still have to do the kick panels, which is going to almost be all this green. See, there's a little bit of white up top. I don't even know if you'd see it, honestly. But I'm still going to stitch a little bit of white on there just to roll over. All right, well, these are done. They look crappy on top. This is what I was warning you guys about if you don't put foam. See how the staples stab through it? I don't know if you can focus, but that's whatever. I'm not worried. You probably won't even see half of that, so that's, you're only going to see about this much of it. So let's get these in the truck and I think call it a night. Yeah, it's probably late enough. All right. Well, it's a little off. That's okay. My greens don't quite line up. It's usually how my stuff goes. But anyways, we'll have to find some good hardware, some different clean hardware for this stuff. I have all these old junky window cranks, but I don't know. I'll try to find something nicer for there. Yeah, I think that's it for tonight. I might actually, well, I won't pleat it, but I might just use vinyl to wrap on there. Somebody did comment, and I thought it was a great idea, was some covers for these things for when I'm sitting, if I ever need, maybe make something with an elastic on it that kind of snaps around. In case it rains, not that I can really drive this thing in the rain, but in case it does. Right, buddy? In case it rains. Anywho, I think that's all we're going to do for tonight. And yeah, gonna call her a night, bud. Hey, hopefully tomorrow we can get most of the other seats done, and then we'll get on to all the little junk on here. Right? If we don't get distracted by cruising again. Well, this really didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work. I mean, it's fine. It's just not, you know how it is. Things just get a little wobbly and weird. So I tried gluing, and it just doesn't like to stick to this stuff very well. So, lesson learned. But anyways, I did glue the middle in, even though I don't think that's too important. I'll do that on the other piece. I did sew the bottom edge, figuring that'd be good, and then I can pull this, glue it over. Did not work. So it sort of held things in place a bit, and then I presumed to stitch it, which is how you can see how much my sewing machine can actually do it. But I kind of ran through. It made things kind of ugly and weird, but I can work with it. It's still okay. It'll be usable, so yeah. Yeah, we'll work with it. Anywho, I've pre-stitched these, so I'm going to do the same dealio as I have on this piece. When I find my bottom, which is right here. So I'm going to just start by gluing this to here, like I did on the other one. And then I'll try to glue the edge like I did, even though that doesn't work. And then we'll walk it through the sewing machine. It's kind of the idea. What I ended up doing is go around gluing it. I kind of got this compressed around, and I re-sewed this stitch. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not ideal, but whatever. It'll work. It'll do what I need it to do. But seeing how the glue is in a win, that really changes how I'm going to do this bottom seat. So, I don't know how I'm doing that yet. I guess I'll have to make it that it's really uniform to that. And I don't know if I have to make it as a slip or what. I'll have to make it come around and just like a basket or something, like I have to actually slip this thing into it. Kind of like the original seat did, or the original cover. I might have to do that. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. All I know is I'm going to have this middle piece. I'm going to have to make another piece up to this edge. This one will come up and go around. So this kind of has to come up so, and then I need a separate piece. So this will have to be made in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, something like that. Then they can kind of all go around and do their thing. I guess ideally, if I didn't care if this was a little thicker, I could have maybe put a piece of board, like that fine board that I have, and I could have run this around and stapled it to it. But, I don't want this to be very thick. It's already a little thick for what I want, but... Alright, enough babbling. Let's see if we can quickly get this one done, and then we gotta figure out these suckers. Oh man, looks like it's gonna be a while before we're cruising. Man, like April's usually say April showers, right? How about April snowstorm? Jeepers. Oh well. Oh well. Hey bud. All good. We'll just hang out in the shop. Works for me. Hey, good boy. So I imagine some of you folks, well, maybe guys that know what you're doing, probably cringing a bit at how I'm doing this. I've never formally been trained or figured out how to do any sewing. I kind of just, if I do learn, I take something apart and I know the patterns and things. So I don't know. I don't know the right or wrong way, but I'm just going to keep hobbling piece by piece till I kind of make it look like something that I want. I know there's a way that you can mark it so you can stitch one way or the other. I'm not good at that, because usually they would mark it every couple inches and something's supposed to line up. I don't have very good luck with that myself. So we've started with the first pattern, which seems to be pretty good, like it's working with how I wanted. So now I have this outside layer. We'll go with this one, I think. So this one goes over here. That means this one goes over here. So basically I'm putting it together and I'm trying to find where all these parts are supposed to intertwine, and then I kind of get a rough idea where I start stitching. Like I think I want this one right there, this line right there, then when this goes down, that means this one's going to follow it. It's kind of hard to hold it, but I'm trying to stitch everything as blah blah blah. I want to get it back here so this thing touches over there, forcing this thing to come down. Then we'll do another piece in the back, another piece in the front here. Yeah, I think I got the idea. I'm going to keep fumbling along, sewing stuff together randomly, but for now I'm going to put this up. I think I know where I want this one. We'll try it. If it doesn't work, I guess we just rip it apart, do it again. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. The hard part's done. We can keep making these. I got lots of vinyl, so if I keep screwing it up, it's not a big deal. Kind of notice I say that a lot. I guess it's just not. Anywho, I sort of have a loose plan, so we're going to put this to here. We'll do both sides. We'll see how it fits, and then we'll continue Legoing this thing together until I can make a complete seat bottom. Well, that is not too shabby. This one's a little funky. Well, they both are a little bit, but we can clean these up yet. So they fit not bad. I'm going to do it just because when you sit on it, it's probably going to pull and do some weird stuff. So I think I'm going to try to make like just a U-ey here. So this stuff is hunkering underneath the seat so I don't glue anything down. And then back here, I guess the seat would move. Maybe I'll try to sew from here around just to have a back piece, just to keep this tight, and this thing wants to stay over. So I think once you start sitting in it, see how it's going to do some weird stuff there? Yeah, doesn't seem too bad. So we'll make a couple little changes. Overall, it's good enough. I think with it and whatever my back pieces are, it more or less should be okay. I think it'll be okay when it's in the truck there. All right. Well, let's make up those few little bits. We can finish these seats up and call the interior upholstery done. At least good enough. Well, it definitely needs some Velcro because it wants to. It's a little poofy there, but it definitely works. Right, bud? Ooh, just works nice. Oh yeah. This is going to work fine. Ooh, the glue is still strong in this one. Hey Pablo, is this comfy? You can sit on here or what? Can you get in here? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Is green your color? Is green your color? Well, here's my fix for my sloppy back. It's going to fit through the loop in the backrest, and should suck the back of the seat pan in where it should be. So let's throw her in. This is a two-handed job, so let's get her done. Hopefully this works the way I want. Let's see. That should go there. That should go there. This one through the top. Oh yeah. Well, still needs a bit of work here, but I think I can fix it yet. I guess that's as good as it gets. Oh well. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Right. Well, I didn't show the hardware. I found some hardware. I put it in. Yeah, there's a little bit of slop in there between that and a window action, but that's okay. I found some random hardware, so we got that for the door, which is good. We just did the peel and stick foam for our door gasket, so that's good. So we got our seats in. I did tweak these a bit, so they're actually better. Still needs a little. I think once people start sitting in it, these will fit better down there, but yeah. I know some folks recommended the crazy glue thing. I tried it. I never had luck with it. You can still see it. I don't know. Maybe it's too tight and it just doesn't get in there. I'm not sure. But we are super, super close. I think we're kind of on in this video, so I think the next one we're going to pretty much get her all finished up. I figured I would in this one, but there's still a lot of little loose ends I got to just finish up on her, and then the weather's still super crap outside too, so we'll I'd like to actually go take it for a rip like we got to. I guess in the end we'll just do it and it'll just get murdered and dirty and whatever. It'll be its life, but I think that's where I'm going to leave her. Next round I actually really feeling about throwing some carpet in this thing, stuff like that. So I'm not going to cover the tunnel, but I will do the floor strips on either side. I still have to make these buttons to cover these up. We got to do those panels up top. And I don't know. I'm sure there's lots of other random stuff. Oh, I don't know if I ever showed anybody. I did put, there's two, my wiring I have to clean up, but there's two cigarette lighters under the dash. And I'm going to have to put somewhere for my cell phone holder. I'll probably put on the dash yet, because it's just got a magnetic doodad in the back. But yeah, we are pretty much on the ballpark of knocking this one out of the park and moving on to our next one here. Anyways, I want to thank you folks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.